What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show here with my guy, Perry Sharkey, man. Happy Friday to y'all. We're recording this Thursday evening, fourth quarter of the Memphis Grizzlies preseason game. Losing to Charlotte right now. Santi Aldama looking like a bird brain as we speak. I'm watching Santi do goofy shit as we speak right now. We'll definitely talk about that, as many things, other things as well. My guy, Brink Young, man, from Brink TV. Also, he's the host of the Brink radio show every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on Bumpin 96.3 FM here in Memphis, as well as the Brink TV show every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on Comcast Channel 31 here in Memphis. Just a great independent content creator, man, in the hip-hop community. Has interviewed probably anybody you can think of. He's interviewed him, man. He's been doing a lot of things. I met him at a podcast networking event hosted by Ina Esco a few months ago. He's a guy I've really been learning from, man. Just and he's a guy that I'm, excited to be around for the things he's got going on. And he's gonna be our guest on the show today. The 3-pointer is gonna be cool as well, man. A lot of things going on here in the city of Memphis. But since the last time we talked, Perry Sharkey, the Memphis Grizzlies preseason has kicked off. You just left FedEx Forum before we did the show. You on the stage for the first half.
Yep.
I'll just say more of the same. I think the offense is fine, but it does not look good with everybody. There are certain players who do not look good in this offense. Jake LaRavia is one of them. Looks a little bit too fast for him. Santi Aldama, what in the world are you doing? Like, I mean, I'm very disappointed with how Santi's look. He's knocked down a few threes, but ton of turnovers, man, just bad decision making. And shout out to Brevin Knight for saying something on air that I've been saying from my couch for the last 2 preseason games. They got to find a way to get
exactly.
It's ridiculous at this point, really. Like, you got to find a way to get him going because he's the type of guy. He's a confidence player. You have to get his confidence going for him to be good. And Jalen Wells has been incredible, looking like a vet out there for sure. Shout out to my guy Jalen Wells, man. The first ever Memphis Grizzlies player on this show. He came on shortly after the draft.
Yep.
Been doing his thing. Jay Huff has been great. I like his game as well. He's looking like he's going to be a steal. Desmond Bain trying to get it going. Started off very rough in the first half. Getting things going in the second. Like I said, there are kinks in this offense that they still got to work out. And Taylor Jenkins, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. It's all I'm going to say. When the team's running a new offense and ain't even your offense, it's not gonna be smooth, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Cause just go do that thing that the other coach told you to do. It's not even his stuff, bro. You know what I mean? That whole thing is kind of strange when you think about it. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not tripping because I'm not too worried about preseason play, especially when Jaren's not playing, John's not playing, and then Marcus Smart had just a weird ass injury, man. Doesn't look anything major at all. Bumped knee.
He came back in the game.
He came back in the game, sat back down again.
Yeah.
And then shout out to my boy DeMichael Cole, who's reporting everything from the game with some of the oddest words, and then asking why people are acting like they're crazy. Yeah, man, because the way you're tweeting, like what you're saying in the tweets, family. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not concerned with any of that stuff, man. Yeah, but like I said, I'm halfway watching the game and doing the show at the same time. We're down 6 in the fourth quarter now. There's just certain guys who just don't look good in this offense. It's just too fast. And you're making these guys decisions. They're just not that level of player. But yeah. That's all I got.
Yeah.
But what was the insights for Sounds? You were there for a little bit of the game. What are your thoughts watching the game? Definitely not up close because the media section is far away.
Definitely not up close.
Bro, I was sitting at over practice and looked up to where those seats are. Like, man, God, bro, do better by the media, Grizzlies. Like, how you doing, man? Go ahead, man.
You made me think about it was that Tony Jones who covered the Utah Jazz. He came up to the game last year. He was like, bro, he trash.
Embarrassing, bro. Do better by the media, man.
Oh, man.
That's like some of the worst seats in the whole arena. And that's what the media said.
Oh, man. But just thoughts of the game. Like you said, we still kind of, if y'all see me looking, I'm kind of still glancing over at the fourth quarter. But
they're playing two leagues right now too, J Huff and Edie together.
I see both of them together, yeah. So kind of just some of the same sentiments. I still kind of veer on the side of caution in the sense of it still is a brand new offense. So yeah, some players don't look good in it so far, but as you get acclimated more throughout, get playing more, you probably like for instance, Santi is starting right now. Will he look better coming out the bench in his offense? We don't know because right. So that's another factor we got to take into play. But some of the
decisions, we have Vince and Gigi back too.
Exactly. So you have to remember, like, we have everyone back. But some of the decisions he is making, he's done in the past, like that alley. Well, he could have took it himself, or he could do a better pass, but he threw that jump like Jay Huff was like 8 foot tall.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. And another thing to be optimistic about. DeMichael Cole put out a report today saying that Vince Williams has been doing some 1-on-0 activity that they're trying to get him going. Very good news as far as this is concerned.
What is 1-on-0?
Right. I mean, he out there bullshit. Sharon Brown of the Memphis Flyer also said that I don't know if she reported this or she texted to me, but she said that Gigi was out there dancing and in the boot. You confirmed by Paris Shocker here.
Oh yeah, because we was talking about it. We was talking about it. I was like, bro, nah, Gigi tripping, bro. He had his foot up, but
yeah, I got. He wasn't putting the weight on the foot.
He had it up. He was just dancing, like, but he wasn't putting weight on it.
Oh, he was dancing on one foot. Oh, he was standing up dancing on one foot. Okay.
Yeah, essentially.
I got you. But yeah, I think both of those guys will be back pretty soon. I got mid to late November. I don't see this. I've heard some people say All-Star break, and I'm like, nah, bro, let's do this.
Nah, I think that's the people who being pessimistic because the Grizzlies always take their time with injuries. But even with that, once he healed, it's about him getting in basketball shape at that point.
Right.
And
that's over there is amazing, true, man. When Jaren had that injury a couple of years ago, Jaren came back early. Like, he came back earlier than what the projection was. Because it was time to play ball. Like, we're not a rebuilding team. They're not trying to tank. They're really trying to play ball, and they're trying to compete at the highest level. So they're going to get those guys back, in my opinion, as soon as they can. But yeah, man, we're about to take a break, though, man. Like I said, my guy Brink Young, man, a Bumpin 96.3 FM, as well as Brink TV on Comcast 31 here in Memphis. He's going to join us. Sure, it's going to be a great interview, man. We're going to talk to him for the sit down with Sain. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Because we are still having injury issues. We've kind of vetted some of that this week on the Daily Grind with Jaren's hamstring, and it came out that it's just a low-level, low-grade strain, that opening night is not in question. And these are to be expected, right? Like, it comes with the beast. We're just, as a fan base, we're so gun-shy. We got that 1,000-yard stare. Like, war is hell, and it's been hell being a Grizzlies fan for the last couple of years.
You got the news that it's a light sprain of the hamstring, and that the quote was, opening night is not in jeopardy. But raise your hand between the two of us if that actually relieved all of your concerns.
No. It's still TBD.
Listen, I can't yet. I get it. But the difference in football and basketball is, it's like football, you expect bumps and bruises. Bumps and bruises, if you're playing for the Memphis Grizzlies, means 4 to 6 weeks.
Tune in to the 2 Buck Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Friday at 3 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Having it at El Marone is great because you greatly reduce the number of people you can have attend. So therefore, being able to get into the building just makes it a more special event. Like, it is more, dare I say, romantic in a sense, right? It's more intimate that you are in there with it.
Well, I think the El Marone thing and what they did Friday it'll work, but there was just no promotion behind it, right? Outside of it being mentioned, I think once, I had forgotten that it was last Friday. People talking about the death of Memphis Madness, it needs to be studied, blah, blah, we don't recruit high school kids anymore, and that's what that was for.
Sure.
You're having this big hyped event with entertainers, rappers that they like
exactly
the whole showcase to show the program off, and we don't have that anymore because we're not recruiting high school kids. You might get 1 or 2 a class, but it's not like it used to be.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Got a very special guest today. My guy, Brink Young, man. Y'all is an incredible brother. He don't know he's my silent mentor, but he is. I keep up with everything this brother doing. He's inspired me a lot just in the last few months. Met him at a podcast conference, podcast networking event not too long ago. Brink Young, you can catch him on Brink Radio every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Bumpin 96.3 FM, and also the Brink TV show every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on Comcast Channel 31. And if you go back in the day, like I go back in the day, he used to have the super cool show that used to come on also on Comcast 31, which is the Brink TV Countdown, which is a competition show to let people get their stuff out there, showcase the musical artists, get their stuff out there. People would vote on it. I remember that before. And then when I met you, I was like, oh, this is the same dude from that show you just come on. So, yeah, that's my guy, Brink Young, in the building. Brink, what's going on, my brother?
What's happening, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. Glad to have you on. As I was saying in the introduction, man, I met you at one of Ina Esco's events. I said, man, that brother, I remember you from doing the Countdown show, and I didn't really know you were doing the radio stuff at all. But like I said, man, I was super intrigued by you. I've been inspired by you. I told Parrish, like, man, I ever since I met this brother, I got to step my game up with what we're doing. Parrish Sharkey, of course, one of the producers of the show. And, man, I really been looking up to you, man. You really been doing big things in the city, big focus on marketing, branding your own brand, those type of things. When you talk about independent content creators here in the city of Memphis, man, you're definitely one of the dudes I look up to. So, man, tell us about what you do with your radio show and also your TV show that appear on a weekly basis here in Memphis.
All right. Well, first I got to say thank you, for having me as a guest on your platform. I definitely look up to what you do as well.
Appreciate you, man.
It's funny. My little brother or my best friend, he first, brought you up, to me. And he was like, hey, man, there's this guy that I follow on Twitter. And he's always talking about the Grizzlies and stuff. And
right.
It's funny. Your takes on the Grizzlies line up with our takes on the Grizzlies. So, of course, my little bro was like, hey, maybe y'all can work together. And it just so happened I end up meeting you like within a 1 or 2 week span of that, or a few days span. I can't remember. And I thought that was incredible. But definitely shout out Ina Esco for the amazing events that she does. She's an incredible person in this city. I think that she is beyond valuable. The way that she's connecting, as she calls, traditional media and new media,
right?
I think that's beautiful. No one in this city has ever tried to bridge that gap.
No.
And we'll talk more about that later. But you asked about Brink TV, what I do with my platform and stuff like that. Brink TV, it was always a platform for the underdog or the indies to be able to get on it, stand on it, talk about what they do, tell their story, promote themselves, what have you. It's just that over time it became viable enough for celebrities and credible, notable people to come promote their stuff, talk about what they do, tell their story. But my show and my platform, everything I do, my brand, is strictly for the underdogs. It's strictly for the people who don't get their fair share of attention or promotion. I'm the baby, of all my siblings. So it's like you got to scratch and claw for attention. Like, hey, what about me? Don't forget about me. I was always the little brother. I was always the little guy. So I think that's kind of where that chip on my shoulder comes from. But just to create something, because I saw the void in the city of Memphis at the time, I just wanted to do something special for the people and, provide a safe space where they can come on and not feel like they're getting sneak dissed or attacked, by the person, interviewing them. Like, it's invaluable.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. It's crazy you said that because I'm the baby of my family too. My parents had me older. My mom was like 42 when she had me, right? And my oldest brother was 19 when I was born, and my closest sibling to me was 9. So I've always felt like, I've always been the little runt at the bottom of the pile, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Begging for a crumb.
That's quite similar. That's quite similar to me.
Yeah.
Like my dad had me, he was like 39 or 40. So my oldest sibling, like my sister is old enough to be my mom half, almost, so she's like 17 years older than me. So it's a big generational gap. So yeah.
For sure, man. Well, let's go back to the Brink TV countdown, the show. Like I said, I remember you first from. I would tune in sometimes. You would have people showcasing their videos, voting for them. I was like, man, this dude is really creating a platform for local and regional artists to get their stuff out there. Tell us about the inspiration behind that, and just kind of take us back to those days back when you were doing that show.
Man, I really enjoyed that show. It seems like every time I start a different business venture, it breathes new life into my career. I've been doing this for such a long time. We're talking about at least 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the countdown, there was two inspirations for that. Number one, obviously, when I was a kid, I watched this show called BET 106 in Park. It was a top 10 countdown show on BET at the time. And it was incredibly popular among, teens and, young adults and stuff like that. I always aspired to be like on that show, whether it was a guest or hosting. I actually was fortunate enough to, sit in the audience at a live taping one time. That was incredible. Very inspiring. I learned more about how production actually works. But also the second inspiration came from my late brother. He passed away about 5 years ago. It's crazy. I had my platform for years, Brink TV. My brother decided to create his own platform. It was called Music U Live. And that was basically the same brainchild, something for the underdog, something for the indie artists to get, more promotion. On his website, he had a top 10 countdown called the Hot 10 at 10. Like his website would like live stream every day. It will play like indie artist music videos, indie films, like all kind of stuff like that. Shortly after he passed, I was trying to figure out how could I commemorate him and how could I, just kind of keep his legacy alive. And I believe I was living in Atlanta at the time. And that's when the idea hit me. I was like, I can come up with the Brink TV Music U Live Countdown, or Brink TV Countdown for short. That way I can continue to keep his legacy alive and continue to, be a viable source of promotion for my city. Like I said, I had moved to Atlanta. I wasn't able to interview artists in Memphis anymore because I had moved, so it's not like people can pull up and do interviews with me. I'm like 5.5 hours away. So I still wanted to be able to reach out and touch and assist artists from my city. And it was just a perfect storm. That's how it happened.
Man, that's awesome. It's really awesome to think about because you definitely created a platform that exposed a lot of, local artists and regional artists with your platform. So, man, salute to you for that, of course. But you also talked about staying connected to people. You when you started this show, we weren't in the digital era where you had virtual interviews and things like that. And I know you've interviewed. You literally interviewed everybody. Like I go on your social media pages. It's like every day I'm like, okay, bro, like who is this man not interviewed? Like, that's the place where we're at now. Tell us how you got off into that, meeting the celebrity artists and actors and all these type of people. Tell us how you got off into that and just some of the memories you have, just like getting to know people and putting yourself in the position to interview these people.
All right, so obviously, like Brink TV, I first started, it was January 2008 on YouTube, video blog show, had no experience, no nothing. All I had was a digital camera that I bought from a settlement. I had a car accident back in 2005, broke my hand, got a settlement, took part of that, bought me a camera. So I called myself a photographer. Got all these backdrops in my living room, blah, blah, blah. I decided to go ahead and do a video blog called Brink TV. And I would talk about various topics about pop culture, fashion, different things that was happening. And one of the main topics that I talked about at the time was the Grizzlies trading Pau Gasol. And I was so frustrated with that trade that I decided to sound off on it. And a lot of people checked it out, and a lot of people it's not a lot of people in now terms, but back in 2008, it was a lot of people, you know. And it's funny how viral is different now, because viral is like you gotta have, you know, X amount of thousand, tens of thousands, 100,000. Back then, viral was not that. Like it was, you got 500, 600, 700,000 people, yeah, you viral. But anyway, I started talking about that, and I was able to parlay that into a gig on this local top 40 music video show called City Beats TV on I think that was like public access channel 17.
Yep.
So with that, that's why I actually started, you know, doing the, I guess, the celebrity encounters and stuff like that.
I remember you on that too, man. So
long time ago. My gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, green. I was all the way green. Like I say, had no training. It's just the producers, they saw something in me and they wanted to continue to have young energy on their show. And my very first celebrity that I interviewed was Crunchy Black, 3-6 Mafia. And I was just so floored at the idea of this really happening, because I grew up listening to these people, you know, and big fan of them. And so to actually meet them and be in their presence and work with them, like, it just blew me away. Honestly, some of the great memories that I have from like interviews, celebrity interviews and celebrity encounters, stuff like that. I had some cool moments like with Genuine. I had some cool moments with David Banner, running into Megan Good backstage at Essence Festival. That was incredible. Like, it's just been a lot of fun stuff, you know. I always tell people I got to go on my website because I can't remember everything. So I have to go on my website to see the pictures, to remember all the different moments, because it's just been so many. I'm thankful for it, I'll be honest, but I just, you know, it's hard for me to just stay in that moment, because we're in the era now where you got to keep going, you got to keep going, you got to keep pushing. And I can't just dwell on what I did 15 years ago. Like 15 years ago, I was interviewing Nicki Minaj. You know, that's incredible. That's one of those things that I can hang my hat on as far as my career, but that was 15 years ago. What did you do this year? You know, what are you doing this year? You know, so I'm just thankful to still be around, still be making it happen, and still be performing at a high level at this stage in my career. I sound like LeBron James.
I see you got the Dodgers chicken cup too, man. I see you.
Man, it's something else in here. I ain't gonna talk about that, but yeah. I watched too many press conferences, you know, post game interviews and stuff like that. And sometimes I find myself talking like them guys. It's funny because they give such a professional, generic answer to everything. And yeah, I'm just thankful to be performing at a high level at this stage in my career.
I feel you. Hey, me too, bro. I feel you for sure. So you talked about how you got started and on the video side with the video, ironically, about the Memphis Grizzlies and the Pau Gasol trade. What is your level of excitement for the team this year? Ja Morant is back. He looks like he's in a totally different mind state. They're relatively healthy. You know what I mean? You got a couple guys with some bumps and bruises, but nothing going into the season. It makes you think these guys won't be around, you know, doing the good part of the season, you know, the middle and the end and the playoffs, things like that. What do you think about the level of excitement of this team? They're growing up. They're getting older. They're maturing. The new big man is Zach Edey. What are your thoughts on the Grizzlies so far, just looking into the season?
I'm very optimistic. I can't recall being as optimistic as I am now ever before about this team. Right. Maybe last season. Like last season, I was so stoked. Like I was thinking, man, like in my mind, I was, okay, 25 game suspension. Okay, we'll probably be about like 17-8, you know, when y'all come back. Wrong. But it's just, I've never been this optimistic before. You know, Desmond Bane is really and truly, I'm gonna say this, man, he's my favorite player in the whole NBA. Desmond Bane, in my opinion, is the X factor, because this guy has the ability to take over any game. He can fill in whatever blank. He's just the X factor, you know. Desmond Bane can go out there and give you 30. Jaren Jackson Jr. has really proved himself defensively. He's really proved himself offensively as well. I used to get frustrated with him just camping out at the 3-point line. I'm like, dude, you're bigger than whoever's guarding you. Take it in there in the paint, beat their ass, do what you need to do. But he started to kind of come into his own a lot more last season.
He's getting points in the paint, but he's dribbling to the basket and not particularly posting up. And he's pretty dominant when he's dribbling to the basket as well. So
I think it's disrespectful when the other team puts a guy who's 6'6" on him to guard him. And I'm like, dude, you got like 5-6 inches on this guy, pause.
Now
you got 5-6 inches on this guy. You got 20-40 pounds on him. Like, do work. Like, what's the problem? But, you know, I think he's more of a finesse player than a power player, which is fine. You know, that's his style. Cool. But like I say, he's really proven himself to me over the last couple seasons. Very optimistic about Zach Edey. When I first started researching centers for this previous draft, Zach was the first person that I looked up, and I was sold immediately. But then that's when I started to see the negative banter about, oh, he's not NBA ready, or he's too slow, or, you know, he's a big clunky guy. But at the same time, I mean, the MVP, you know, is the same. Like, you know, I don't get it. Like, but I'm very optimistic because he's definitely got a chip on his shoulder. I saw that in college, like watching him in the in the playoffs, in the tournament rather. He's definitely got a chip on his shoulder. He's got a mean streak. I just hope he can stay healthy. You know, big guys, 7-footers, man, their ankles, their toes, their feet, all of the above, like, man, hard. And there's nothing to roll the ankle, especially when you got damn near low top shoes on. Like, Ja, what are you doing? You need to develop some high tops, like you playing.
I don't get that, man. I guess it's the old man to be, man. Like, all these kids wear low top shoes. Everybody, even LeBron's shoes are low top now, and they've been mid top forever. Like, I don't get it. But hey,
I don't get it either. You know, I don't get it either. And I feel like you gotta have that extra ankle support. Like, who really finna play basketball with some low top Air Force Ones on? Like, you're asking to injure yourself. Like, any low top shoes, I don't condone them as far as the sport of basketball. But which brings me to Ja Morant. Ja, man, I just need to see that same aggressive Ja Morant that put out the Timberwolves in the playoffs that year. I want him back. That's the Ja Morant that I want. Like, I don't accept nothing less. And I know that the role isn't as grand because you got better, like, good players around you now, or the caliber of the player around you is better now. So you can kind of split that. But when it's time, I need Ja to do what he did when he was putting them teams out. You know, I want to say they put the Warriors out in didn't they put the Warriors out in the play-in a year or two ago?
In the playoffs, a couple years ago.
Oh, in the playoffs, okay. But they put the Lakers out in the play-in, right?
No, the Lakers put us out a couple years ago.
Okay, they put us out, okay. But we did put the Warriors out, though, right? In the play-in. We never. Man, my wires across.
Minnesota put us. We put Minnesota out.
And Utah
3 years ago, and then 2 years ago, the Lakers put us out.
Okay. Yeah. Because 3 years ago, that's when Utah put us out.
4 years ago.
That was 4?
You forgetting last year was a year ago. So 2 years ago was
right.
We just erased last year totally out of history.
We gotta forget last year. Just like the bubble championship. But anyway,
For sure.
I'm optimistic, man. Hopefully we keep Marcus Smart. I don't know. People acting like he's such a tradable piece. Hopefully we keep him. He's a dog.
Yeah. He's really showing a lot of leadership, you know, for the team this year. He's really jumping in and doing this thing. And I like that too. I agree with everything you said, pretty much.
Last thing I'm gonna say, you know, part of me feels like we probably need a different coach. I rarely see plays drawn up for people like Luke Kennard, people like Gigi Jackson. I feel like we probably need a new coach, a better, more established coach. I feel like the success that the Grizzlies did have with him as coach was due to the players themselves just going out and doing what they do. But when you have a more sophisticated coach that's a lot more dedicated to what's going on the court as opposed to people's minutes, I think we'll have a lot more success. So I don't know where I stand with that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a minority opinion, but I've been feeling like that the last 4 years. So.
Well, I'm not gonna say you might be in the you might be in the minority, brother, but you're not alone. I'll say
Okay.
I'm not gonna say I'm at the point where they need to replace him, but I think
Yeah.
he is replaceable. I think that you can upgrade him.
If
But
this season doesn't pan out better, I think this has got to be the one. Gotta be the one.
Yeah.
Like, never mind. Like, I feel like he was able to hide behind injuries this past season. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like,
but they hired a whole new.
Now.
They hired a whole new assistant coaching staff and they're running a new offense now. So we'll see. We'll see. It's TBD for sure.
Yeah.
Something else that you talked about earlier was just like you've always had a kind of a footprint on the Memphis hip hop scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are your opinions on the current temperature of the Memphis hip hop scene, especially considering I don't want to get too much into detail, but especially considering a lot of the negative things that are going on with deaths and murders and all these type of things, and just whether or not guys can get along, whether we can operate as a unified city. Like you look at cities like Atlanta, whether it's real or not, at least the perception of Atlanta is everybody there works together and everybody looks out for each other. Whether that's true or not, that's the common perception of Atlanta. So what are your thoughts on the current scene of Memphis, where you have people like Moneybagg Yo, people like Glorilla, who are just mega stars, coming out of Memphis, right? But then you also have just this cloud of division over the city as well. What are your thoughts on just the current climate and temperature of the city as far as hip hop is concerned?
I feel like Glorilla is kind of the glue or keeping this city together on a national standpoint.
Yeah.
The city took such a large hit when Dolph passed away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't say that's something we'll ever be able to recover from musically, because Dolph was bringing something to the game that the world liked, not just Memphis. The world liked it. I just feel like Glorilla is just really keeping it together. Moneybagg, he's cool, he's dope. A lot of people are saying that he may not be at the same level he was at, but definitely Glow is our star player right now. You definitely got people like Big Boogie. He's doing his thing. He's killing it. Like, Big Boogie is dope. But for whatever reason, it feels like, I don't know, maybe if they ain't pushed the button, on putting him out there or promoting him as big as they could. Because, we see all the energy and the juice on Glorilla. I just feel like, put that same or put, similar energy and push the button, open that budget up for Boogie, and you'd be surprised like how big of a star that he really can be. The boy is super talented. Key Glock, amazing. Like, I love that brother. He grew up on my street. He's incredible. I think he's still dealing with that loss. He had one of the biggest songs, that come out of Memphis in Let's Go. So you can see flashes right now, but I'm starting to feel like Memphis don't have the game in as deep of a chokehold as we could and should and did. I don't know. We need some more people. We need some more people to just really step up on a national level. It just sucks, man. It really sucks that the infrastructure in this city is just so poor. Atlanta, they shooting out artists like it ain't nothing. But it's like Memphis is like, soon as you get to a certain, plateau or a certain level, it's like you get choked up by whatever, or you get halted by whatever. Finesse 2 Times, that's another one. He out here smashing like crazy, but I just feel like, I don't know. It's just, we just not where we could and should be or where we were, It just sucks, man. It really sucks. You lose Dolph, but you gain Glorilla. I would have loved to seen all of that at the same time. Memphis would have been unstoppable.
Yeah. Because you hear the Memphis sound everywhere. Like, guys like Tay Keith or making music for everybody, and just the Memphis style of hip hop. Like you hear people say that Migos ain't number 3 6 Mafia, or you like the Memphis sound is everywhere, but we're just not being credited and really stepping in, like you said, the position that we seem like we should be in. I'm definitely with you for that for sure. Final question for you, my guy Brink Young. Check him out on the Brink Radio show every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Bumpin 96.3 FM, as well as Brink TV every Tuesday night at 9 on Comcast 31. Final question for you, my brother. For somebody who is looking to be an independent content creator, whether that be in hip-hop, whether that be in dating podcast, whatever you're doing, or sports, or whatever you're doing, politics, whatever. If they got their StreamYard subscription, right? They got their webcam, they got their mic. What is one word of advice you would give to them, and then expound on what you mean by it? Like they're ready to get into it. So how would you advise them in one word, and then explain what that means?
It's hard, and I hate dead air, so I apologize.
You good, bro?
Because I really want to make sure that I get the right word out, because sometimes, like a lot of times, I say things and people kind of hang on to that word because it just might be the thing that get them through that day, or get them through that current phase that they in their life. But the word I got, man, is perseverance. And the reason I say perseverance, root word would be persevere. Persevere means to continue to go through or get through whatever you're dealing with. No matter the elements, no matter the odds, no matter the obstacles, just keep going. And now expound on it. How much time you got? I said it because we're in an interesting time right now.
Yeah.
We're in an interesting time right now. People like you, people like me, there's a market for what we do. There is.
Right.
But the time that we're in, negativity is so much more popular than what you and I do.
Yeah.
You do stand-up journalistic interviews. That's good. I commend you on that. I do stand-up journalistic interviews. Good. But it seems like people are clamoring for negativity, gossip, false lies, just BS. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a market for that too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But when stuff like that overpowers, or I'm gonna just be what it is, when it contaminates the space that we're in, because honestly, we all share a space. It's like a 6-lane highway that we're on. That lane over there, maybe sports. That lane right there may be lifestyle. That lane over there might be gossip. When each of these lanes are somehow converted into gossip, and that's all people seem to want, it makes it harder for people like you and I, who are trying to further our careers on decent journalism.
Right.
We're not coming on here talking bad about people, talking about who's shooting who's got a problem with who, but somehow that stuff is so popular right now to where when we do something upstanding, we're trying to promote somebody or trying to talk about a topic or something like that, not as many people are watching unless we're negative. Now, I'm not going to say I ain't got a negative bone in my body, but that's not what I'm about. I'm about positivity. I'm about light. I'm about expanding your horizon, growing. It's awful when people make the negative the go-to. I gotta hear this. This is must see. This is must hear. It's awful when we are now on a 6-lane highway of bullshit, and we just trying to get over so we can get past it. And it's harder. It's harder. It's harder. Imagine being on a road trip and all these 18-wheelers is in every lane and you behind them and you just want to get over. But this one over here is going 40 miles an hour. This one over here is going 50. This one over here is going. I can't do nothing. That's how it feels. So with that, translate back to that word, persevere. You got to persevere, because a lot of this stuff, it don't have a long shelf life. It doesn't. I deal with it often. Like, I finally feel like what the backpack rappers feel like. And I don't mean no disrespect when I say the backpack rappers. I mean the conscious rappers. I finally feel like what they feel like when on my platform I do a quality research field interview with the guests, and it may only get so many hits. It may only get 1,500 views on it.
Yeah.
But I see other platforms and they talking about negativity, lies, and just what they think, opinions, and I see it getting so much more, and I just look and I'm like, wow. But these same people, and I mean the viewers, that's who putting the people on. So when you rather want to put on the person who's trying to advance their career and got things going for themselves, and when you rather put them on than to just glorify BS, like that's the question I have to ask. But I mean, I don't want it to seem like sour grapes. It's an interesting time we're in, man. Negativity is winning. You just got to persevere through everything, like it's hard. I don't recommend nobody get into the podcast space right now. Why? Because it's oversaturated. Like it's polluted with bullshit. Pardon my language, but it's polluted with bullshit. I don't recommend nobody get in it. Like figure something else out, or figure another topic out to talk about, because that's why I say with you, you deal with sports and stuff like that. I'm like gold, gold. But at the same time, you got, people in that who, have false, narratives that they pushing. So it's just all across the board, man. It sucks. It really sucks right now. And I've never said this verbally in public, but I'm saying it now. It really sucks.
It's like I had the clip that went viral last year, Media Day, when I was basically talking to Jude like a fan/friend of Jude. Like we just having a dude conversation at Media Day. And it went viral, and people was like, man, like why they letting somebody like this into the back? Why they letting them interview? Like why like bro, why shouldn't I be a fan of the team I'm covering? Like I'm from Memphis. Like you want me to act like I don't like these dudes? Like what are you talking about, bro? Like it's crazy. If I got out there and was like, trying to pin them against the wall and how did you stuff with guns or whatever, that would have been cool. Nobody would have had nothing to say. But I was in there blowing the man up. Now it's he's glazing. He's just like, man, come on, man, get out of my face.
See, that's the thing. Like, there's room for what you did. There's a market for it. Like, it's all about making people look like $1 million. It ain't about tearing them down. It's not about making them look like less than. I recently saw this interview or a clip of this interview, and it was local, and the guy or the interviewer was saying something about. It's basically what I'm saying is not knowing how to formulate your question can come off like an insult. You just insulted your guest and you don't even know it. You don't even realize it. You don't even take the time. And I'm not saying you, I'm talking about this platform that I was watching. Not even taking the time to think out, how do I segue or how do I ask this question?
Right.
Dude, you got so much AI out here to where you could AI, hey, I'm interviewing this person. What are some good questions to ask? Or what's the best way to ask this question without, you can literally put that into your AI platform and it'll compute a question reasonable that won't. But I don't know, man. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I truly feel like this is an art form. And I feel like a lot of people just get in and don't take the time to really study and perfect their craft. I don't feel like they do their due diligence to really learn. Like me, I studied obviously Sway Calloway, Sway in the Morning, Sway's Universe. I studied him. I studied Howard Cosell. He used to do a lot of interviews with Muhammad Ali. I studied Tavis Smiley. I studied Terrence J from 106 in Park. I studied so many different people, doing interviews to figure out how does this thing work. I didn't do that in the beginning, but what I'm saying is the internet is right there for you. It really wasn't like that back when I was starting out. It wasn't as many people to really, or it wasn't the right medium. Like
It wasn't accessible. You couldn't just go on YouTube and say,
right.
pull up old
type in Arsenio Hall interviews.
Exactly.
I couldn't do that, you know, in 2008. But the further I got in my career, like I really started to really sharpen my skills and hone my talent. And my thing is, man, I just want everybody to realize their actual full potential. And if you go be a negative guy, that's okay, but learn how to be a negative guy. You know, Charlemagne, I'm not a huge fan of his, but he perfected how to be the negative guy, you know.
Yeah.
People got to figure out how to do that. Do it the right way, you know. Like me, I don't mind offering advice. I don't mind. It's just I hate when people get in the space and just disrespect it. Like, it's just poor. It's just very poor. And then I'm looking at the viewers and I'm like, y'all watch this shit. Y'all like this shit. Y'all consuming this is substantial to you. And then, you know, I ain't gonna get into all that, but it's just.
Oh, it's the same thing in sports too, man. I know some people like their takes aren't even real. They're just saying stuff just to be counter. Like, all right, man. And people go tune into it. Like, all right.
I'm gonna say this. You can tell when it's a passion.
Yeah.
And you can tell when it's just for some money or for clout. And a lot of the people filling up our space right now are just doing it for money and clout. And to me, it's a slap in the face because I've been doing this for so long. And it's like, why should I even research my guests anymore if people are going to these platforms and they're not even researching, they're just shooting the shit, you know, just shooting the breeze. Like the breeze, that's fine. And it's cool. It's a market for that. But like, I just feel like the guests deserve better. I guess that's what it comes down to. The viewers do too. So my bad.
It's all good, bro. Well, the word of the day is persevere. Hope y'all heard that. Big stuff from my guy Brink Young, man. Like I said, check him out, man. One of the legends here locally with the things he's been doing in the hip-hop community and just for the culture of the city of Memphis, man, for a long time. Like you said, 15 years. And somebody who's been doing it going on my 11th year in sports podcasting and things like that and working in journalism. I'm tuned in myself. When you said persevere, that was for me too, brother. I treated like I was the guy who just bought the equipment getting ready to start. And like I said, man, I appreciate you, man. My guy Brink Young, check him out. Brink Radio every Sunday, 7 p.m. Brink TV every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on Comcast 31. One of the legends, my guy Brink Young. I appreciate you coming on today, bro.
No doubt, man. Thank you for having me a guest. Like I say, at Brink TV Show on all social media. www.brinktvshow.com is the website. Tap in where you fit in. Hit the DM if you're trying to beat them. Hey, with that being said, South Memphis was happening.
Yes, sir. 3106 in the building on this side. Yes, sir.
Yeah, 3106 in part.
Yes,
that's what I used to call my show. Like it was a nickname. 3106 in part.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, we're about to take a break, y'all. When we come back, it's going to be more than Anthony Sain Show. See you guys in a minute.
I need to shift everyone's thinking on like quarterback prospects. The most important thing when evaluating a quarterback is where's he actually going to end up?
Yeah. Why are we taking somebody if we can't tailor make a system towards them, or if they don't fit the system we're already in? And I'll give an example on that of what's already happened to show that it's shifting that way. It's the person that we just talked about in Jaden Daniels. What did Washington do? They went out and got the coordinator that could perfectly craft a system to Jaden Daniels. Instead of trying to fit a square peg.
Instead of bringing in Caleb Williams and making his OC Shane fucking Waldron. You know what I mean? Who couldn't even get Gino up and going.
Exactly. So, and that's my point, is there's nothing more important to a quarterback than a system. A quarterback can be ultra talented, but if you're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, 99% of the time it's not going to work.
Tune into On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
We turned down the Pac-2, 7, whatever they are, last Monday, and then Thursday. It was Thursday, right? That
folks calling for Ed Scott's job, calling him a fraud, a clown.
It's wild because my guy's been here for like 36 hours.
They wanted to fire Ed Scott,
but he addressed the situation. 25 minutes, basically laid it all out there, and there were a lot of people very upset by it and frustrated. TJ and I were the ones that I feel like were on the side, like, hey, we know the details that made sense. We know why we said no. But after hearing from Dr. Scott, a lot of people are kind of like, all right, I get it. It makes sense. We've talked about this before. The dude is an elite communicator.
Given what you had on the table as fans, it was a bad deal.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Next Sain Show. Shout out to my boy Brink Young, man. Great interview with him. It's time for the three-pointer, man. We're talking about three things going on in the world of sports. Number one, pull it up. I don't know what order you put them, Johnson.
Yeah, I was like,
Tell me what we doing, Johnson. The Hoops for St. Jude tip-off classic tickets. Why y'all ain't buying the goddamn tickets, man? They said the other day only about 5,000 tickets are sold. The goal is 10. This event is Tuesday. Come on, Memphis, man. I'm hearing all these excuses. Y'all got more excuses than a motherfucker.
Hey,
come on, man.
Also, I looked at the ticket prices. They ain't bad either.
Bro, these folks, bro.
I was like, they ain't not
these
bad.
Folks come up, man, school back in. It's a Tuesday night, bro. Where are we, bro? What are we talking about, bro? This is an NBA city, first of all, but games be all types of times during the week, bro. Like, what are y'all talking about, bro? North Carolina, bro, one of the bluest of blue bloods ever is going to be in Memphis with South Carolina, the defending national champion. Like, what are we talking about, bro? These people talking about it's a school night and they ain't had no publicity, bro. Y'all know about this thing, bro. Y'all know this thing is here.
Hey,
go buy the tickets to the thing and stop the BS excuses.
Hey, I bet that Maxwell concert be sold out Wednesday, the day after.
Like, it's just a bunch of BS excuses, bro. It's BS excuses. And when people like myself say things like, you know, we're a mid-major program or that we have a Mayberry mentality when it comes down to too much stuff, people get mad with me, bro. That's the honest truth, bro. Like, we're not who we try to project ourselves to be when it comes down to situations like this. Bro, this could be a major event for the city going forward, right? And this is a tester. This is the year they're trying to see if there's anything to it. And they're screwing around with it. Like, and I'm sure they're going to get the numbers they need. But right now, it's looking crazy. It's looking crazy right now, man. So watching Zach Edey got fouled on the play. But yeah.
So basically, they were better off having this at the El Marone Fieldhouse, is what it sounds like.
Man, this is crazy. It's crazy, bro. Like, this is North Carolina and South Carolina here to play. And people say, oh, it's a game that don't count. Okay, bro, so you telling me that a game against Rice and, whoever, that game is more important? Like, what are you talking about, bro? I don't understand. I don't understand it at all. It's a lot of stupid logic that people are applying to it as far as excuses. Go to the game, bro.
Just say you checked out. Don't stop making excuses. Just say you checked out.
It's so crazy.
That's the truth.
It is so much bigger than whether the game counts or anticipation for the season. Like, this is a big event that the city's trying to get together through St. Jude. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Number two, Memphis USF game has been rescheduled and relocated, right?
Yeah. It's relocated. So it was originally on Friday. Now it would be Saturday. I forgot the time, but it would be Saturday. And South Florida is located in Tampa, which is where Hurricane Milton hit directly through. They moved the game to Orlando, which is, I think, 2 hours south from Tampa or North. I can't remember, but it's near, Orlando is where UCF played it. So they moved the game from Tampa to Orlando. And now it is Saturday. I'll try to confirm the time, but I remember seeing it.
Yeah, Tigers trying to get another win against USF. Like you said, because of the hurricane, this whole thing has been moved. Super unfortunate situation, man. But, I know a lot of people try to see if we can get this moved to Memphis. That's not happening. USF like, nah, we'll get out the way of the storm a little bit. It's crazy how this stuff works with the money and all these type of things, man. But I hope that the people in the area can use this game as a getaway. People who are who are safe can, kind of find some normality in this game or whatever. That's something they're interested in doing. But yeah, it's all good. But like I said, the Memphis USF game has been rescheduled
2:30
from Friday to Saturday
at 2:30.
2:30 in Orlando. You said, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 3, big dog. Let me get it. Number 3, the WNBA Finals going on right now. It's the Minnesota Lynx taking on the New York Liberty. The Liberty on that ass in game 1, man. That game's wrapping up right now.
No, hold on now. Hold on.
Stop playing. The game was over, bro. You for real?
Minnesota came here. They're trying to go into overtime, bro.
Stop, bro. For real?
Yes.
Damn, it was up 9 like 3 minutes ago. Damn.
They were up by 15.
For real?
When we started this shot, they were up by 15.
Damn. The Grizzlies checked in Armando Baycott.
Oh,
looked like my boy Isaac Simpson in the face. Shout out to my boy Isaac Simpson.
Hey, he a New York Liberty fan too.
Who? Isaac is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he sure is. Yeah. Man, he watching his guy on the court, man, looking just like him in the face.
Oh man. But yeah. Game 1 is going to overtime as we record this, so we'll know the winner.
Crazy, yeah, let us know what happened, y'all. Y'all in the comments, tell us what happened. Because I'll be in the bed, probably. I ain't gonna lie.
Man.
But yeah, man.
So a couple other things like you was talking about where we discussed it before the show, but the WNBA commissioner announced that next year the finals would go to 7 games.
Oh, just the finals. Okay.
Yeah, just the finals, but the first round series, you remember it was the home team had the first 2 games. Mm-hmm. If you win both of them games, the series was over.
It's over.
It'll be 1. Now it'll be 1-1-1. It'll still be a 3-game series, but
I ain't gonna lie. I like the way it is,
home
game. I like the way it is because you get that it's only 12 teams, right? No, how many teams?
Yes, it's 12. It'll be 13 next year or 14.
Right.
I know the Golden State team coming next year. I'm not sure if the other teams. It's Portland and Toronto, I think, the other 2 teams. They haven't confirmed. They haven't confirmed the other team yet.
I thought Nashville was in the hunt to try to get them.
Yeah, they're still in the 16 teams. They got 3 confirmed right now.
Okay.
And they haven't confirmed.
I thought Houston supposed to be coming back and get it.
Man, I think it was Portland, Toronto, and Golden State.
Okay. Well, what I'm about to say, I kind of like it because it's only a handful of teams, and it's only 8 teams in the playoffs, right? And it's only 12 teams in the league, so you got to have some type of advantage for being the top seed. So the fact that you get the first 2 games at home, you win both of them, you win. But if you lose one, that last game is going to be on the road. That's dope, bro. I liked it. I like that for real. Yeah. But either way, I can get with the Caitlin Clark rule. You know what I mean? The Caitlin Clark fans are changing NBA rules as we speak.
It makes sense. I ain't thinking about that.
That's exactly what it is. They don't. Yeah, exactly what it is.
That shows what it is.
All these new fans came in, didn't understand why Caitlin didn't get a home game. But yeah, the league is going to be fun. It's going to be fun next year for sure. I'm going to tell you something else I like about the WNBA, man, is that every team gets a chance to get a top player because, like you said, it's only 12 teams in the league. So you have a draft, even if you pick last, you're getting a top 12 college player in the country.
Yeah.
It's going to be on your team. So, yeah, that's one thing I do like about the WNBA. So, what's the score now? Has it started in overtime?
Yeah, it just started. It's still 84-84.
Okay. But, yeah, man, we'll take a break. We'll come back with Inside the Same Brain. Hopefully, we'll get some updated scores for this game. Y'all already know who won as you watch the show today on Friday. We'll talk about that and more on the Edge of the Same Show. We'll see y'all in a minute.
Because we are still having injury issues. We've kind of vetted some of that this week on the Daily Grind with Jaren's hamstring, and it came out that it's just a low-level, low-grade strain, that opening night is not in question. And these are to be expected, right? Like, it comes with the beast. We're just, as a fan base, we're so gun-shy. We got that 1,000-yard stare, like war is hell, and it's been hell being a Grizzlies fan for the last couple of years.
You got the news that it's a light sprain of the hamstring, and that the quote was, opening night is not in jeopardy. But raise your hand between the two of us if that actually relieved all of your concerns.
No,
it's
still TBD.
Listen, I can't yet. I get it, but the difference in football and basketball is, it's like football, you expect bumps and bruises. Bumps and bruises, if you're playing for the Memphis Grizzlies, means 4 to 6 weeks.
Tune in to the 2 Buck Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Friday at 3 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
we turned down the Pac-2, 7, whatever they are, last Monday, and then Thursday. It was Thursday, right? That
folks
Dr.
calling
Edward-
for Ed Scott's job, calling him a fraud, a clown.
It's wild because my guy's been here for like 36 hours.
They wanted to fire Ed Scott.
But he addressed the situation. 25 minutes, basically laid it all out there, and there were a lot of people very upset by it and frustrated. TJ and I were the ones that I feel like were on the side, like, hey, we know the details that made sense. We know why we said no. But after hearing from Dr. Scott, a lot of people are kind of like, all right, I get it. It makes sense. We've talked about this before. The dude is an elite communicator.
Given what you had on the table as fans, it was a bad deal.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Got a very special guest today. You never know what to expect when this man is in the building. It's Kevin Bless, the
How you doing?
heavyweight champion. Kevin, what's going on, brother?
How you doing, Anthony? Appreciate you for having me back, man. I think I got the record for the most Sain Asylum appearances out of every wrestler in the 901. I think I hold that record now, man.
I think that
I'm
might be
glad
true. I think you have been here more than anybody. It might be true for real. He's the pride of Memphis, the pride of Frazier, the pride of several baby mamas. I believe we're standing at 10 right now. I don't think anybody else is recently pregnant by Kevin Bless or not. You can give us an update on that. I ain't gonna get too deep into that, but I think 10 is the working number. Last time I checked.
I'll let you know when I find out.
All right.
When I get my update, you'll be
because I know the weather's changing, man. I know it's starting to get a little cool outside at night, so I know you might be, I don't know what you got going on in your personal life. You are a working champion, so yeah, for sure. Well, Kevin, this is the first question I have is this. Ever since you got the win in the Wild Card Rumble, and then you cashed in that wild card and you won the 901 Wrestling Championship, it seems like you're getting a difference of response from the crowd, so to speak, that people are kind of getting behind you lately, and especially the fact that you are pretty much being a representative of the 901, of the city of Memphis, of Frazier, of all your baby mamas like we talked about. What is that different type of reception like for you as you see people that are getting behind you, a guy who really does whatever he has to do to win, who's just getting it from the mud? What does it feel like to get that different type of response now?
Just at the end of the day, I feel like for better or for worse, people always understood my point of view. Whether they wanted to cheer for me or whether they wanted to boo me, I feel like they could always see the world from my perspective. And now that I have this, I feel like they see my vision, the healing of the home, the healing of the community, the healing of the 901. I think they feel that. I think they can feel like they can rely on me or depend on me to lead maybe even our whole city into a better direction. They know that they see my vision for the children. You see what I mean? For our kids to do better. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of work that got to be done in the dark to bring better light. You know what I mean? So I feel like the whole city support me, and with them having given me so much love and so much care, and just for them to give me flowers the way they've been lately. Like, I got the whole weight of the city on my shoulders, and my heart really now. I feel like that's enough to even lift Hunter Havoc off his feet. You know what I mean? So I mean, I ain't gonna say that this ain't gonna be a hard fought battle, but my Hunter a big dude, and he ain't no pushover. I known him for years, and truth be told, he pinned me before. Yeah, let me learn you something about that. If Hunter pin you, you might not kick out. It don't matter what he do. Yeah, all he got to do is lay on you, and you still might not kick out. If I was ever gonna have a fight for this thing, it's gonna be at the coming up show, because I hadn't had any opponent as tough as this one. He held the most victories as far as having the title. He held it the longest. He got a lot of accolades, and he's not somebody to really be pushed over. It's King of Memphis. but I got the heart of Memphis, and I think that's different. That's
we're
where
gonna
I stand.
we're gonna come back to. I apologize. We're gonna come back to Hunter. We can put a nickel in the meter right there. But I was listening to the Jeffrey Wright show with Kevin Cerrito, who's of course my co-host, and Bobby Ford was a guest, and he basically Bobby was saying that he had you pinned in the middle of the ring, and it came down to a referee not being available to make the count. What are your thoughts on what Bobby said, and just do you think that you did get a fair victory in the last show at Minglewood Hall?
I definitely thought my victory was fair, but I understand why Bobby did what he did. Honestly, what he say. You got to do what you got to do to get you. You know what I mean? And the only thing that changed between me before and me now is that I got my motivations, my reasons changed. I'm doing it for others and not just self now. Whereas he turned, from the other side of the coin, he was doing it for others, and now he do it for self. There's a vision bigger than self, and that vision called 901. That vision called the children. That vision called the baby mamas that and I don't just do it for my baby mamas. I do it for everybody else baby mamas. You buy a ticket, you get your kid in free. So all my baby mamas, you buy X amount of tickets, you get X amount of kids in free with them adult paid tickets. Come holler at your baby.
I appreciate you, man. That's the kind of champion we need, man. I'm glad that you're thinking about gay mama while you in the ring, man. I really appreciate that type of humanitarian effort, brother. Hey, because it's hard, man. There's a lot of things that are expensive. Eggs, milk, wings, all that. Very expensive these days. But I'm glad that you doing what you're doing for the people, man. Now back to Hunter Havoc, right? Hunter Havoc, a guy who hasn't lost many matches in 9-1 wrestling history. I've only seen him lose once. If you ask him, he's never lost. A very intimidating man. And like you said, simply because of his pure size, man. If he gets you down and he pins you, you might not get up just because he's so much bigger than most of the roster in 9-1 wrestling. What's your strategy? I don't want you to come out and just tell me exactly what your game plan is, but how do you see yourself overcoming this with him?
Very seldom am I ever even the bigger man in the match. You know what I mean? Very seldom am I ever. So if I have anything over him, like I said, he may be the king of Memphis. I got the heart of Memphis. And I'm talking about everybody, including the king heart. I got everybody hard in Memphis. I'm a giant slayer. I'm a world beater. And I'm way more experienced than Hunter Havoc ever will be. Is he a threat? A big threat. Big threat. And I might lose. That's possible. But if anybody stand a chance, it's me. Got the heart of the whole city.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. I'm going to be there. Hope you guys are going to be there too, man. October 20th, Minglewood Hall. The 9-1 wrestling champion, a proud champion, man. Doing it for the city of Memphis. Kevin Bless going to be in the ring defending this title against Hunter Havoc, a man who he claims he's undefeated. I think I saw him lose one time, but he said he's undefeated. He ain't said much about you at all. Hopefully we'll hear something from him. Hopefully we'll hear something from him between now and then. It's going to be an exciting show. And like Kevin Bless said, he's doing it for the baby mamas. Even your baby mama, he said he's doing it for.
Even your baby mama.
Yeah, it's buy one, get one free on the kids, man. One kid gets in free with every general admission ticket purchase. Doesn't have to be an adult. So just, like I said, if you got 10 kids, 5 of them getting in free, baby mama. So come check it out, Minglewood Hall. Visit the website, 901wrestling.com. Come see Kevin Bless, 901 Wrestling Champion, taking on Hunter Havoc in the main event. It's going to be a good one, man. Make sure y'all check it out.
And make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at Kevin Bliss 901.
Check it out. Check it out. Kevin Bless, the man. We're about to take a break. When we come back, it's going to be more than Anthony Sain show. See you guys in a minute.
What I'm excited to see is Dane Danger. I'm excited to see him because he has been the story. Because we know PJ Haggerty is going to give you a fair amount. Tyrese Hunter is going to give you a fair amount. But I think you need somebody else to step in and be a source of offense on a consistent basis and a switch up. And I think Dane Danger can be that guy.
To me, the biggest thing is I just want to see what these first 5 guys on the floor look like together. Memphis needed to get guys in early. They needed to start working on this early in the off season rather than right before the season started. Penny and the staff did a great job of that. These guys have been together, good competition. Let's see how those guys come out. It's a totally new lineup, totally different look team. So let's see what the last few months have been able to put together. Chemistry is one of those things that you can kind of feel, and you can't necessarily put your finger on it, but you can feel it. Yeah. Are they working with each other, or are they working against each other?
Tune into On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
This is a question I don't know if you've ever been asked. Was there anyone you ever wanted to dunk on? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you haven't getting a big kick out of that one. I'm glad you've been waiting all day for that. Waiting all day to get that little jokey joke in. Oh, you got a joke. But yeah, I always wanted to dunk in the game. That's what I wanted to do. And it didn't have to be on anybody. I wanted it to be off of a missed shot, like on an offensive rebound, so that everyone's around or in the vicinity when it happened.
Did you ever dunk in practice and get overly excited?
Yes. and everybody be like, well, are you going to do it in a game? And I'm like, no.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all, welcome back to the Sain Show. Time for Inside the Sain Brain. We talk about what's on the brother mind, man. First, again, shout out to my boy Brink Young, man. Great interview with him, man. Check him out. Y'all know the stuff he does. Brink TV show every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Comcast Channel 31. Also, Brink Radio Show Sunday, 7 p.m. on Bumpin 96.3 FM here in Memphis. But what's on the brother mind, Jalen Wills?
Oh yeah, and Kevin Bless, too.
Oh yeah, Kevin Bless, man. What I'm talking about, man. Shout out to my boy Kevin Bless, man. He ain't got whooped. My boy Kevin Bless, man. Just got out of the show. He ain't got whooped, man. But yeah, check out 901 Wrestling. October 20th, Minglewood Hall. Doors open at 4. Show starts at 5. The 901 Wrestling tournament starts that night. The first round, 4 matches gonna be the first round. That's gonna start that night as well. Check that out. Kids, buy one, get one free. If a parent brings a kid, your kid get in free. But every other ticket purchase you get, the kid gets in free. Hope that makes sense to you. If you don't, hit me up. I'll break it down for you. But inside the same brain, when we talk about what's on a brother mind, man, I got a question, Perry. What's going on with the weather out here, man? It seems like the Memphis got weird weather anyway, right? We have fake fall.
Yeah.
We have fake fall here bad. But it's October the 10th, the day we recorded. We don't even have fake fall yet. Because at least with fake fall, you get like all day long of the weather or a nice little run up. It feels really good in the morning, and then it's warming up in the daytime. It's warming up later on. Democrats, what y'all gonna do, man? Either y'all gonna control the weather, man. Just stick with it and just go and do it right, bro. Like it is a democratic city, man. Get us right, man. Get us right, man. We blue. Get us right, man. Take care of us.
Hey, there's been about 5,000 hurricanes.
Man, but I'm saying, bro, I know this is a red state, man. But Memphis blue, man. Take care of Memphis, bro. Take care. I know we can't flip the state over, bro. But I'm just saying. Take care of us on the weather. Next week, starting Monday, we got a low of doing, the first ever
in the 40s.
Weather report here on the Anthony Sain Show. This is a low of 53, high 68. Now, that sounds good. Monday, right? Tuesday going to the low of 47.
Jeez.
High 66. I love it, brother. I think so. Does that seem like there's gonna be fake fall to you?
Nah, I think we should be here at that point. I see later in the week it gets back up to like the 70s, but it's like low to mid 70s and still low in the 50s. So
yeah, low 40 something, type stuff.
Yeah,
man.
That's a drastic drop from Sunday to Monday though. High of 88. So
high 68. Yep. Yeah, man. Sign me up for it. I love this time of year, man. I love when fall comes in. I like wearing my long sleeves, my hoodies.
The hoodies.
All that type of stuff.
Joggers.
Yeah, man. Who you telling? Because I wear joggers all year long, but yeah, still.
Yeah,
but
I do too, but fall time, best.
Oh, yeah. They crisp little cold, get on you, man. I love it. I love to see it. Because, man, here's my thing. If it's hot outside, you could get butt-ass naked. You still can be hot as shit. If it's cold, you can bundle up.
You can bundle up.
And be straight. And layer clothing looks good anyway, to me. So, yeah, man. But, yeah, that's all I got, bro. And on that tip, I'm about to get about this joint. Shout out to my boy Brink Young once again. Shout out to the 9-1 wrestling champion Kevin Bless, who came in and blessed us today on the Kevin Bless experience. Shout out to all that man baby mamas out here. That man said, not only am I taking care of my baby mama, I'm taking care of all y'all. Baby mamas.
Yeah, we tripping on that part.
For sure, man. Well, Perry Starkey, this is your boy Anthony Sain. Peace to my boy Kenny Stubblefield. Enjoy a much needed vacation, man. We'll see y'all guys next week. And we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.